The EZAs we've all been waiting for are finally revealed. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we are taking a look at the EZA info for the Dokkan Festival TEQ transforming Trunks, the AGL transforming ZAMASU, the Entmai, and the Fizz, Gowasu, and ZAMASU. Can't believe it's finally here. Remember, we had predicted that they would be one of the most likely EZAs, and sure enough, when they dropped in the news, boy, was I excited. So, let's go ahead, let's jump in, let's take a look at what these guys do. We'll kick it off with the Trunks, because he's the one I'm the most excited for obvious reasons. So, in base form, he continues to be a future Saga category key 3 HP attack defense 170 or super class for 130%. So this is really cool, you know, just upping it to that 130%. On his super attack, he is greatly raising defense for 3 turns. How is that different than what he had before? I don't think that's too different. Oh, he was raising attack in his base form before, but now he's raising defense. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, so he's still keeping the raised attack. That's right. When Dokkan Wiki, whenever they put out the translations, so far that I can tell, they've put out the first translations. The ... means it keeps what it had before and then adds this new bit. So now he is. So if we look here, he's still raising his attack, and then he's raising defense for 3 turns, causing immense damage to the enemy. Got it. Okay, so you know I don't really see the point in the 3 turns, because by the next time he shows up, he's transforming anyways, but alright. So his passive skill, while in base form, is attack defense 140%. He gives superclass allies key to, oh, that's nice, and launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack. Chance of performing critical hit 30% with each attack performed within the same... Okay, now I get why it's for 3 turns. Okay, got it. Right, because he's got that guaranteed additional, and then remember, he's transforming, so the 3 turns just gives him some extra defense while you're building him up in the next form. Got it. Okay, so if you've got this guy built for additionals, right, he has the possibility of launching 3 additionals here on turn 1. Got it. Okay, moving on, once he transforms into Super Saiyan, he is now greatly raising attack and defense. Very, very nice. That's a double raise. So if we take a look here, as well as causing immense damage to the enemy. Got it. Okay. Passive skills. So in Super Saiyan, he's now attack and defense 150%, giving all superclass allies key 2. So he's key support. He gets key 1, plus an additional attack and defense 25% at the start of each turn, up to 4 key, and attack defense 100%. Okay, that's not too bad. Remember, he's going to be in this form for a bit before you can transform him. He launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super attack, and launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack starting from the 4th turn. He also has a chance of performing a critical hit 30% with each attack performed within the same turn. So, you know, it looks like so he's got 2 chances to launch an additional attack plus hit and potential. So you're looking at a possibility of 4 supers in a turn, adding on to his critical hit 30% with each attack performed. So up to, what is that, 90% you could get. That's so almost a guaranteed crit by like the 3rd hit, right? Okay, very, very nice. So once he transforms into the Super Saiyan Trunks powered up, that's what they're calling it, right? Once he transforms into that, he has where is it? He is now massively raising attack but for the turn. So ideally you would have greatly raised a couple of turns before this, right? He's now massively raising for the turn. That's huge. What did he do before? He didn't even get a massively raised. So if you get any additionals with this guy, they're going to hit like a truck. Okay, let's do this. What's his passive look like? Attack 40%, defense 20% per key sphere obtained. That makes sense. He was a bit of a nuker before. Performs a critical hit, superclass allies key 3, and attack 50% when performing a super attack with 4 or more key spheres acquired. So when you grab key spheres, not only are you buffing yourself, if you get at least 4, you're giving attack 50% to allies. Right? Am I reading that correctly? With 4 or more key spheres obtained, randomly changes key spheres of a certain type, tech included to tech. Right? He did have orb changing, so this guy's gonna be nutty. I'm trying to think who I would run him with on the Blues team, right? Because the Blues kind of want to be doing their own thing, but yeah, okay. I'm seeing it here. You give this guy enough build in his, like, if you fill him with additionals, you give him enough build in his Super Saiyan form, and you are talking about a massively powered up unit by the time you get here. Now, he's designed for longer events, so I doubt an event like Metal Cooler or something you're going to be seeing this form very often, but this seems good enough that he could carry maybe in the 3rd slot for a couple of turns here for some of those shorter events, but definitely in a longer event like Broly you can stretch out sometimes, you might be able to get him to this form, so this is interesting. I'm excited to actually test this guy out and see what he does, because so far I'm liking what I'm seeing. Alright, so let's move on to the ZAMAS, the one that everybody is kind of waiting for. I was more excited for the Trunks, but obviously we know this guy is make or break for the new TEQ ZAMAS and the INT LR ZAMAS. So let's take a look and see what he's doing. So he is still Realm of Gods, category key 3, HP, attack defense 170, extreme class out 130%. So I mean, if you didn't have the new one for an extreme class leader, you do have this guy now. So on his super attack, he is raising defense, comparing that to what he did before. So he's raising defense and greatly lowering. So like the Trunks, he's only going to be in this form for about a turn or so, and then he transforms. But while he is in this for that turn, he's 140% extreme class allies key 2, recovering 10% at the start of the turn, and recovering 20% at the end of the turn. He also has whatever passive he had before, right? So he's still got attack 100. He's still reducing damage received by 40% and recovering 7%. And then so this gets up. So he's still keeping the 40% damage reduction, which is nice. So he's going to be really, really good there. So really interesting. So for that first turn, he's going to get a defensive stack as well as keep his guard. So that's really cool. When he transforms into Fusion ZAMAS, he's now stacking attack and defense infinitely, or at least for the couple of turns that you can keep him before you can transform him. And he's greatly lowering defense with each super attack. On his passive, he's key 2, attack defense 150%, extreme allies key 2. He's reducing damage by 50% plus an additional attack 50 when performing a super attack. He launches an additional attack within the same turn after receiving an attack, recovers 10% HP when HP is 90% or less, recovers 10% HP at the end of a turn every time it receives an attack 5 or more times in battle. Interesting. So they gave him that ability where he has to take a hit in order to get a buff. Now, I don't know how necessary that extra, well, I mean, I guess it'll give you an extra defensive stack, right? And offensive stack, right? Because he's raising attack and defense, right? So, yeah. So it would give you an extra stack, but the problem is the LR wants to be in slot 1, and he wants to take an attack, so... No, okay, I see the play here. I do. So, by the time you transform him, the TEQ LR will have lost his passive, which means you can put him in slot 2, put this guy in slot 1, because by then he'll have his 50% damage reduction. Yeah, okay, there we go. I got it. Okay, so I could see how this works. Yeah, totally. All right, so once he's mutated into his final form, Corrupted Fusion ZAMAS, he is now massively raising attack for the turn, like the Trunks. His passive skill is key 6, attack 300%, okay, and defense 100%. He's reducing damage received by 30%, so you are losing some damage reduction once that transformation, but the trade-off is he's going to hit like a truck. Plus an additional 50% high chance of performing a critical hit when attacking. He also gets an additional super attack every time he performs 2 or more attacks in the same turn, right? So if you've got this guy built for additionals, you're looking at 4 super attacks in a turn, possibly. He's also got an additional defense 50% when performing a super attack for 3 turns from the start of turn. And then he keeps his passive here. So if we look here, the Corrupted Merge Samas, right? So he is keeping his disabling enemy guard, as well as knocking down superclass allies and enemies by 10%. So you definitely don't want to run this guy with superclass allies. So, wow. This guy is kind of what the LR needed, right? He's going to be the perfect partner for him. He will build in slot 2 while the other is covering slot 1. And then, you know, by like turn 5 or 6, when the passive runs out, swap them, right? Easy day. So this will be really, I mean, this is going to be a very, very powerful rotation, especially when you consider all that he's doing for the Fusion Zamasu as well. So very, very nice. Up next, we have the Int Mai. I'm actually looking forward to the sub ECAs because they have a lot of potential here. So she is raising defense for 1 turn on her passive. She's getting defense 120%, attack 80% when attacking Time Traveler's category key 2, and attack defense 40%, plus an additional key 1 and attacking defense 10%. Ooh, nice. So 50% for Time Travelers if they are super class. Very, very nice. She also has a great, oh, nice. Okay, see, I had a feeling they were going to give her this. Nice. I'm glad I built mine full dodge. So great chance of evading enemies' attack from enemies who have been hit by this character's super attack, right? So if you were going to throw her in slot 3, that's exactly kind of where you want her. This is perfect. She's not gonna get touched. Defense 80% when attacking if there's a Future Saga category enemy, and if HP is 70% or less. Wait, what? They gave her a scouter. Oh my goodness, you have no idea how useful that is for this team. Right, 'cause she didn't have that before, did she? No, she didn't. Wow, okay, so that's actually really, really solid. And then she still has the stunning. I'm assuming that's what that ... there is. So she still has the stunning. Wow, okay, so dodge, 50% support, scouter. She's in Chilai, but for Time Travelers. And honestly, looking at all of this, a little bit better. This is perfect for the Vegito team, especially if you're someone who didn't pull the STR Mai like me. So solid. I'm actually really, really happy with this EZA. This is good. Okay, let's take a look at the Zamasu and Goasu. They didn't have a whole lot to work with. They were pretty basic, but so let's take a look. They are greatly raising attack and defense for the turn. They give all allies key 3 and defense. Nice. 70% defensive support. That's really, really good. They got all allies key 1 and attack 30% when all allies are Realm of Gods. They get key 5, attack defense, attack 140% and defense 70% when there's an extreme class enemy after attacking. They get 70% and defense 140% when there is a superclass enemy after attacking, and an additional attack and defense 70% when performing a super attack. So they're really, really good support unit, it's looking like, but I'm hoping that what I'm seeing here, right, like if you're using him in a red zone or something, that the defensive support is gonna be enough here, right? Because he's getting offense if they're extreme, whereas he's getting defense if they're super. I feel like it should have been opposite, but I mean, I feel like they could be okay. And then they have, where are they? Lessening good. Here they are. All allies key 2. Okay, so they still have the high chance of evading enemies' attack. That's what the ellipses is over here, right? So they did keep the high chance of evading enemies' attack, but they are giving 30% support attack-wise and 70% support with 4 key support. That's actually big. 4 key support is huge. That helps a lot of units on this team, actually. You know, honestly, not that bad. We'll wait till we see them in game. They don't stand out as anything too crazy when we're talking about a sub-EZA, but, you know, especially when you compare it to everything the Mai is doing. But the Mai had, like, nothing to work with, right? She was just a stunner, and that's it. So pretty crazy. All of these EZAs. This is a really, really good batch. If I had to say one was terrible, I don't think I could. I would say these guys are probably the worst of the bunch, but all of them are phenomenal, and probably, especially the ZAMASU. The ZAMASU is exactly what this team needed, and I can't wait to test them out. I got both of them at 90%, so this should be fun. So, anyways, guys, that is the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know, what do you think of these new EZAs? How are they looking to you? So far, I'm happy with what I'm seeing, but I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.